safelink, you're gonna get paid on that deal. So it's great to get the email addresses. All right, SafeLink's gonna say, hey, we need your proof. They go, oh yeah, they need my proof. They go and get their proof. The application gets approved. It's under your rep number. You're gonna get paid on that. All right, I got paid on like 4 deals last week that I did 2 months ago, whatever it was. You know, so everything is done, you know, with computers, and that's another thing I'll go into in just a second. We know where you are, who you are, everything you do is documented in the system. So don't send 17 phones to your own house, okay? Because guess what? That's gonna raise a red flag. They're gonna go, what happened? This guy gets 17 phones. And you know what? He lives at the same house. We gotta do things on the up and up. We gotta do things the right way, okay? Everyone understand that? All right? Because this is our future here, okay? We want to do it the right way. We work hard, right? We work hard. We outwork everybody in this industry, you know, and that's what propels us to the top. Because juice? Juice. Okay. So 17 phones, no good. I'm gonna take some questions. Addresses?
Yeah.
Addresses. Anybody have a problem with addresses once in a while?
Yep.
You have one. Anybody got a tablet with them? Yeah, that's powered on. I got to power mine on too. I got a tablet somewhere.
Alex was explaining about the apartments and the letters going in with the numbers not going through because
Letters with numbers.
all right, like
Are you
say
skipping a space between the letter and the number?
no, he gave an example of like 503A or 503B. Like if the number, like if the letter is there, then the application isn't gonna go through because it's like a duplex or something, and it's more than one person in the house.
Okay, we're gonna go over that in just a second. Let's back out. All right, street team. AirWatch browser, right? The round one. Username. Got a telephone number? Okay. All right. Who else has a tablet? I'm going to show you this. All right. This is your device?
Yeah.
Okay. The owner of your device, there was a telephone number on the back of your
Yeah,
tablet
it's back
somewhere.
there.
Okay. All right. It's back there. That's the number. 972. I want somebody to remember this. 972-4571. All right. Swipe it. Swipe it. Okay. Go like this. All right. AirWatch browser. Let's see what comes up. All right. You need a username and a password. All right. Your username is where it says owner.
Okay.
972-4571. That's not yours. Yours is that one, right? Okay. Every single device has its own username. It has a telephone number attached to it. Okay? In your case, this is yours, all right?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So now we want to go to the round AirWatch browser. We want to put that username in. What is it?
972-4571.
457. Nice. Get the brain over there. I like that. Good. All right. The password. Capital. Capital. How come I'm hitting symbols, my
Yeah.
God. Where's
Right there. The arrow.
capital?
Right
My
there.
God. VMS10.
It's for everybody?
For everybody.
V.
VMS 10.
Yep.
Okay.
You said F or S?
S.
What's that?
Zero or O?
10. You got a new. What's the data?
VMS 10.
Yep, 10. Okay, and I might have to call the office to find out what's going on with this. All right, so this is www.melissadata.com. Let me see what I got up here. History, bookmarks, downloads, settings. Versions. I wonder if mine's gonna come up. I already have mine up. All right. They changed the way it comes. Usually it just goes right to enhance, match up. want to do a search on Melissa data, upload files, what that is, 5-step checklist, what that email reversibility, free download. All right. So we're gonna have to call the office and figure out why, because they just changed it. Normally it comes up right to the website melissadata.com, where you'll go to a thing called lookups, which I don't see here. History, settings, downloads.
What is this, like look up addresses?
Yeah, we're gonna look
Okay.
up addresses. Now we have access to Melissa Data. Melissa Data is a database. I'm gonna check that in just a second.
definitely.
They just changed it evidently. But I might have it on my tablet. Hang on a second. I already have it up.
Yep. I mean, I had it put on YouTube, I didn't want to attempt it.
So we have access to every single address that's in the United States Postal Service database. And that's how safelink goes up there. Did you ever get a situation where it said address is unavailable,
Yeah,
address
undeliverable.
undeliverable, something like that? Sometimes it's just how you put it in, okay? So, addresses, most commonly, all right, are gonna be, right? Let's say the number's 325, right? 325, right? South, right? We S no period,
Right.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay. S no period, Chauncey, right? Chauncey Street. Okay. Now Chauncey could be spelled with a C. Chauncey could be spelled with an S. It could be IE, right? If it's not spelled correctly, the computer can't understand it. If you sent a letter and it was spelled Chauncey Street and what is it, Philly? Yeah, Philadelphia, right? PA, what's the zip?
19134.
What?
19134.
19134, okay? And it has, you know, Joe Smith, right? And you sent that in the mail, the post office is gonna know, oh, that's Chauncey. He knows what that is. Computer doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, yep.
Okay? Computer says, what? I never heard of that address. All right? But it's written in the United States database like this. If you put it in like that, right? ST no period. Right? Okay. Sometimes people put a south period. Okay? Now, let's just say in the database, for whatever reason, it's written south Chauncey. Or it could be Chauncey Street south. Still doesn't understand it. We have the ability, and I'm gonna make a phone call and make sure you can access it, and everybody who has a tablet can access, and I have it on my tablet, I should, can access those addresses through the United States Postal Service. Questions?
So when you look up the address in the middle of the application, does it cancel the application out? You have to start all over?
When I look up the address?
Yeah, say if I put
Not
the address
always,
in.
No, a lot of times when you look up the address, it'll stay, and all that information will stay on the app.
Okay.
Real quick, my question is, let's say we do all of this, and for sure the rest is too, it definitely, 9 out of 10 is definitely says, oh, could you just hit the big button and X out, then when you click back on it, go right back to it. Just to let you know, 9 out of 10. Now my question is, if it says south on it, like you just explained it, 325 south, that's just the S. Do we put south on it, the whole south?
If what says south on what?
325 South Chauncey, whatever you say. And we gotta write it the way it's spelled.
Correct. And I'll give you a couple of more examples, but here's Melissa data that's been accessed, okay?
Okay.
I accessed Melissa data, I have it on my tablet, through Chrome.
Okay.
All right? And it's been sitting up there. I always leave it up there. Why? Because I'm gonna use it, right? Why is it? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna be going to what's called lookups, all right? Which is what I have here, all right? The home to lookups, all right? I hit lookups, and it's going to come to this page, right? Addresses, zip codes, businesses, federal resources, things as such. All right, we want to go to the second one, which is address check on the first column. We hit address check, okay? And you guys are going to have this, all right? Make sure I'm not writing on anybody, okay? Now, express entry, I can start to put in an address, all right? Anybody want to give me their address?
3500 Kensington Avenue.
All right, 3500 Kensington, K-E. Now, as you see,
It's coming up on.
all of these, there's an address in Los Angeles, California, Oxnard, California, Alabama, Northport, Long Beach, right? All these addresses start coming up. Now, as I get further, it may be less. Can you see that? Kensington. Well, how do I spell Kensington?
S-I-N-G.
S-I-N-G-T-O-N. Okay. Now, Maryland, Georgia, Decatur, right?
It'll
Kensington
be Kensington Avenue.
Avenue.
That would eliminate a whole bunch of it.
A-V-E,
Yeah.
right? Yep. Philadelphia, there it is.
Richmond, Virginia, Maryland.
There's one in Philly, there's one in Richmond, okay?
And there are 3.
So now we see it. All right, great. The other thing is, you can use this if somebody says, I don't really know my zip, right? You guys don't know their zip? You go right to this and say, great, you know your address? Yeah, I live on Chauncey. Oh,
that
great.
would help me with
I
the
start
one
putting
lead.
it in, it tells me the zip, 19134. Awesome. Now, I want to find out some more information. I touch it, okay? It's going to give me a verified address, right? There's the address. Now, what if it said 3500 Kensington Avenue South? We'd have to enter it exactly that way in order for it to go through, because SafeLink uses the United States Postal Service database to find people's addresses. So we can look up, and I'll give you an example. Well, this will tell you. Here's another thing here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. The Google Maps.
And I've done this before when somebody said, oh man, I just moved there. I'm not sure. Oh great, do you live right here? Is that you? And I open it up so they can see it. Oh, is that you? You live right
Yeah,
there,
that's
right by
cool.
the
I like that.
live right by the train station? Yeah, oh yeah, there's my house right there. Okay, awesome. It would have a bubble right by their house. Right? They go, yeah, that's me. Okay, great.
Okay.
I go back and I put it in. Because some people just moved. They don't
I
even
like
know.
that. That's a great feature right there.
Put the map on there.
Yeah, that's a great feature.
Yeah,
Very
right.
good.
So, oh, is that you? And I open it up and they go, yeah, that's me. Okay, great.
And a question: is it possible to copy and paste?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I wish it was, because
I
that
was
would be,
thinking the same thing.
yeah. But at least you find the address, you know which one to use, and bang, a lot. Like, I would say 9 times out of 10 it will go right through. You know, you have problems. Oh
As
man,
the
what is
office
it?
right
It
there.
does
Yeah.
copy it.
Yeah.
It shows the place too.
Yeah, it has a picture.
So it's an aerial and it shows the actual building.
That's an oldie though, right?
That's an old.
That was when it was actually the thing.
How old is it should be?
That's
So
when
it was
it was
actually
Orlando
Orlando
Village.
Road.
So it'll say address verified, okay? Now, what have you guys been doing when you find one that you can't verify? What do you do? Sorry, sir, I can't help you. Do you have a friend, a relative?
That's
There we go.
that's the main thing. When you happen to have a relative that you feel comfortable with that can receive your phone.
Right, there you go.
That's what we've been doing.
Okay, so here's another example, and this happens. It may not happen a lot in Philly, but it happens a lot in rural areas. If you're ever out in the country, and you can write an application in 47 states. Okay, so even if you're traveling, no matter where you are, I've written applications in 16 different states so far. Okay, so let's say it's I'll pick North Carolina. That's where I live now, right? North Carolina 109. Guy tells me he lives on North Carolina Highway 109. Okay, great. So I put in North Carolina Highway 109, right? It comes up and says we can't find that address. So I look it up, and inevitably, what is it? It's North Carolina Highway 109 South. And I say, oh, that's you right there, right? 4300 North Carolina Highway 109 South. Yeah.
Take the
Well,
flash.
not everybody says that, right? I live on 109. Okay, great. They don't know how it's written. Sometimes it's written 109 South North Carolina Highway. So how would I know that? I have no idea, right? I have to go and use my list of data. I've had, I don't know how many, probably, 100 I've saved that I've done because I had this little application. About 100 applications that I was able to write that I would have never been able to write because I was sitting there fighting the computer. Which, by the way, guys, that's kind of our job. All day long, we're going to be fighting this little computer. That's what it is, right? Tablet's a little computer. Your phone is a little computer. All day long, we're fighting this computer. Why? Because we're going to make money by fighting that computer, right? We're going to make money because we're going to fight. We don't just, oh, well, I'll go to the next. No, that guy wants a phone, right? He wants a phone. You're a customer. He wants a phone. I want to get him the phone. So we're gonna, hey, I'm making like my personal business to buddy up with this guy and say, yeah, we're gonna get it, don't you worry. And I do, I touch people maybe too much, I slap them, especially in Philly, in New York, in Chicago, it's the best clothes. Come on, stop the nuts.
All right, y'all.
Tell Moses does the same thing.
Don't hit too
He
many
says
people, I'm just, you know.
Don't hit the old lady. Larry.
Sometimes people don't like when you just say, don't touch me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're always gonna be mindful of that. My point is, he wants the phone, I wanna get him the phone. I wanna get him the phone because I'm gonna make money, right? He wants the phone because he wants to get a free phone. So, don't, when they start getting impatient, which happens, right? Don't get impatient. Listen, don't worry about it. We're gonna fight
You
this
have to-
computer. I do this all day long, man.
Question.
I'm gonna get this
Is it
thing.
okay
You have to
to-
stay.
alright?
You have
Is it
to.
okay to let them fill in information sometimes, so like the first and last name?
I hardly ever give my tablet to anybody, but
I mean,
that's up to you.
I mean, you gotta be a person reader. You can't be dumb. I'm talking about if I'm like with, let's say if I got old ladies, I'm patient. What I do is I give them the tablet. Just write me your first and last name. Get them comfortable with me first, and then when it comes to the rest, then I'll take it back, and then I'll actually finish it through. And I already had the customer satisfied. They actually, oh, I have to touch the tablet. Oh.
The key
Okay,
is-
as long as every night you come back with your own tablet.
I mean, that's why they give you them sheets, so they can write their personal information.
My question is real quick.
Sure.
You said 47 states.
Yeah.
Which ones are the ones that don't? You're not able to.
Oregon. Wow, now it's 46. Florida.
Florida one.
Yeah, Florida. Well, Florida we just pulled out of Florida. But we're in Hawaii, California, Oregon. There's one other that I would have to get back to you on because I'm not sure.
Oregon,
My
Florida,
point is, you can do this anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and for those of you who are thinking management, okay, 47 states.
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
looked it up on the internet.
Get the map out and go, oh, I want to go there. And you know what? You can.
Excuse me,
So we
I
can
looked
go
it up
to
on the
Montana.
internet and I got the list of all the states. that
Yes,
are
there is a
there.
list. There's absolutely a list. You can exclude Florida from that.
Some.
They temporarily pulled out of Florida. California might even be on the list, but they're not there yet. They have a contract. Problem with California is it takes about 2 months for them to improve apps, and we can't work with people like that because we want to get paid, right?
So
Question.
I wanted to ask, because I know the safelink is going to be different than the clearance with the levels,
Levels?
like leadership, team leadership, system management,
Okay.
management. I heard that there's no more team leadership, that it goes straight from leader to assistant advisor.
You'll have to get with your manager and
Okay.
how he
I
has
was
the
just- I
structure
maybe
set
thought
up.
you maybe-
You know,
alright.
the good thing about SafeLink is you're not going to have merchandise. You're going to have a tablet. You don't have to worry about it if you lose merchandise or if it breaks or something like that. Okay, but you can get with your manager on that, and it's never a bad idea, guys, to get with your manager and find out how to move up in this
Cheers.
business. We're not here, right, to be professional salespeople, right? I never was, right? I don't think anybody else. I mean, unless you absolutely love it. I mean, there's more money in management and we want to move up and advance, right? So it's never a bad idea to get with your manager and say, hey, how do I get to advance? You know, I want to move up in this company.
I just
You know,
thought- I just
nothing
had a meeting.
pleases, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
go ahead.
nothing pleases a manager more than someone who comes to him and says, how do I move up? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
So
Sorry,
what
go ahead.
I was saying is, I was just telling them that I had to go sit down, have a sit down, because we're supposed to have a phone call conversation with Chris to go over the override structure and how we actually, go on an application system. Because I know it varies from manager to manager,
Right.
as far as, the standards.
But the money is stupid. It's, isn't it?
But I
The
tell you,
money is
Will,
stupid, guys.
what I tell you, Will,
You know, the money is stupid. It really is. There's so much money in SafeLink, in this opportunity, in this campaign. It's ridiculous. You know, we got guys in management that they don't make less than 6 figures. You know, I mean, it's stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could easily make 2 racks, 3 racks a week if you're a full manager, with 10, 15, 20 guys. And, it's the simple numbers, though. It's common sense. If you get doing what it takes to get the management, 600 applications 2 weeks in a row. So 600 applications, and you get paid times 3. That's $1,800. But if you guys are doing 7 or 8, you do the math. And also, if you're on the field and you're adding to that 600, so let's say your team did 5, and you did, or let's say your team did 550, you did the other 50, and you times that by the manager's stroke, you can easily go out there and make, $2 grand with no problems. You can be making close to 23, 24, and then you figure there's 52 weeks in a year, 2 times that, you do the math.
Yeah.
It's over 100
We got a
grand.
guy in a small market, Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know if you guys probably don't know. He's from New York originally.
What's his name?
Went down to Charles Jones.
Oh, Charles. I know Charles.
Yeah, Charles went down there, him and his girlfriend, and their little baby. Started by himself, okay? He now has 10 guys, but when he was going out there, I mean, he was a monster. He was doing, 120 apps himself a week, so he's making decent dough doing it himself. And obviously, when you have other people you got to manage, all right, your numbers will fall a little bit, but with 10 guys, he doesn't make less than 2 G's a week, and, it's, he laughs when he got, he lives in an apartment, a 2-bedroom, I think it was, and it's $475 a month or something stupid. He showed me, he goes, "Hey, look at this." He laughed. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. The expenses when you don't live in Philly, your expenses will probably go down. Okay? You can, it's cheaper to live in the southern states. I don't know if anybody's ever lived in the southern state. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The money is stupid, is really what the point is.
But even here, I just recently about to get a place for $500, so it's still like,
oh yeah, it's
crazy,
doable.
At the end of the day, it's very, very.
Anything's possible, guys. So
Any other questions, guys?
Dealing with the actual address, when it says it's a P.O. box, what we do when you get all these different type of imbalance? Like, okay, we go through the database.
it's undeliverable or is a P.O. box?
Yeah, either one of them. What would happen if we put in information and it just says completely undeliverable?
There are cases, absolutely, that, I'll give you an example. Some small towns, okay, it probably won't happen here a lot, right? But in some small towns, for the last 100 years, people have been getting their mail at the post office.
Okay, yeah.
And everybody's got a P.O. box, all right? So those addresses were never entered into the United States Postal Service. Is that possible? Yes. Okay? That's absolutely possible. But what you do is you can ship it to a P.O. box, right?
Okay.
All right? Then you can use their physical address in the address line. Okay?
And that's when you check the other side. You gotta think they got 2 little check boxes.
Correct. Well, there'll be 2 check boxes. It'll say it's the same, it comes already checked, right? It'll say it's the same, right, as that address. All right, when you uncheck it, it'll give you the ship to.
Yeah, at the bottom. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, here's what I would do in that case. They say, I want to send it to my P.O. box. You fill out the form. It comes back as undeliverable, okay? You turn to the customer and you say, do you have your light bill by chance? And they say, what do you mean? Or, an electric bill, gas bill, water bill, with your name on it. Yes, I do. Great. We're going to use that to prove your address. So, what I do then is, I go back to the beginning, and I fill out the address. I'll leave the box checked, and I try to put it through. What's it going to do? It's going to tell me it's undeliverable,
Yeah, okay.
right? Okay? Yes?
Yeah.
Right. So then I dismiss it, right?
Mhm.
Dismiss,
Yep.
right? I dismiss it, so I hit the dismiss. Then I hit the next button again. And what is it going to say? Undeliverable. Okay? I'll dismiss it again. This is what I'm talking about.
You
We're
gotta force it
fighting,
through.
we're fighting the
Yeah.
computer, right?
I've had to force a
That's
couple
how
of
we
things
make
for-
money. We fight this computer. We love it when it works great, right? We want to throw it underneath somebody's car when it doesn't, right? But we're not going to throw it under the car because we make too much money with it, right? So I dismiss it again and I hit next. At that point, the box will uncheck itself and the ship to address will come up. That's when you put the P.O. box in. It's a little glitch in the program.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So I go in.
And then when you hit it, it'll say, at the end, it'll say we need proof of address.
Okay.
After it goes through, it'll approve the application, okay, with the bad address.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
so if the address I put in is telling me the P.O. box, so I put it on the bottom also, then they'll force that through?
No, you don't want to put it in the bottom. I just went over that, right? You don't want to put any ship to. You just want to fill out the form as if they don't have a P.O. box. You know they have a P.O. box, right? They know they got a P.O. box.
No, what I'm saying, what if they, but my whole thing is, if they don't know that that's still registered as a P.O. box or whatever the case may be, what do I do about that? Because if I put it in, I put it at home and it says, no, this address is still used as a P.O. box, so on and so forth. They live in their home, but the home is still considered a P.O. box. What can I do about that?
I don't know if I understand your question.
Okay.
What I would do, all right, so you're saying you're filling out the form as a standard form?
Yeah.
You're not putting in P.O. box?
Yeah, I'm
like
just
that.
putting it standard form.
And it comes out
32,
undeliverable?
35, yes.
Okay, then you're gonna go to Melissa Data, which I'm gonna make that phone call and get
Yeah,
everybody's tablet up and running with Melissa Data. Then you're gonna look that address up. If it says address not verified,
Okay.
okay, but they have a ship to address,
Okay.
you can do this, what I'm telling you now.
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay? All right?
Mhm.
If they don't have any other address to ship it to, you know, that's 1 out of 500. That is, I'm sorry, sir, I can't help you. Then you have to say, well, do you have, you know, your sister or your brother, can he receive it for you? Great, let's use his address. Okay?
The temporary box on the side, what is that mainly used for? To clarify for everybody.
Okay. Sometimes you go to an old age home, okay? They live in, you know, in a shelter, okay? I don't know if anybody, you ever run across somebody?
Yeah, definitely.
Lives in a shelter, you know, and they say, oh, listen, man, I had some bad luck, I just got out of jail, but they gave me this food stamp card. Oh, okay, great, let's use that. And I need a phone. The guy needs a phone. He's trying to get a job, just got out of the joint, right? He needs a phone, right? That's what it's there for. But they gave him that food stamp card. Great, let's fill out the form. Where do you live? What's the, oh, I'm staying over at the shelter. Great, what's the address?
Oh, okay, I get it.
Put the address of the shelter in. What's gonna come up inevitably? Because plenty of phones have been delivered to
The
that.
household question.
The household questions are gonna come up. But when you know it's a shelter, check the box that says it's a temporary address or a shelter or a nursing home, okay? You know, I'll be honest with you guys, you know, I've had very few people get into nursing homes. You know, I've been in them, you know, I had a request, you know, from, you know, a family member. Can you go down and, my aunt lives in a nursing home. Can you go down and fill out the form for her? Sure, I can do that. You know, they give me the name, they give me the reference. I go and I speak to them 9 times out of 10. The director's not even there. I'm talking to, you know, one of the ladies wheeling somebody around. You know, and I tell them, listen, I know this is kind of nuts, but, you know, I have a special request, you know, and normally they let me do it, all right? So, and I've had a couple, let's see, in Chicago, a guy got into a nursing home, filled out 100 applications in a nursing home, you know, over a 2-day period, whatever it was, you know, and he knew somebody.
Okay, when you check the household questions, I mean, just keep calling. When you check the household questions for a nursing home or when you a building such like that, what happens? Do they separate the person from everybody else, or all the lifelines get disconnected? Because there's a lot of concern. Oh, I'm in this place. I don't want the next door neighbor.
Any other adults, that's the other thing. If it says any other adults live with you, the answer would be
No.
No.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Right? They live in a nursing home, there's 50 other adults. And then what kind? Other. They're not a parent, they're not a child, they're not a, right? Not really. They could say it's a roommate, you know, but other. That's who you're talking about, right? Okay. Do you want to explain what you're talking about? Because then, does everybody know what he's talking about? Phones getting shut off, perhaps, or no? Okay.
Oh, like, yeah, when you live at the same address with somebody and they have the same phone, if you, like, theirs go through, you're gonna cancel theirs.
Right. If when you say, do you live with somebody else? Let's say brother and sister live together. Brother already has a phone, but you're standing there, sissy wants to get the phone, right? So I go, great. You know, you have food stamps? Great. And your brother has food stamps? Great. What does that mean? That means according to the state of what? Pennsylvania, you're economically separate from you because you got separate benefits, right? But they're brother and sister, they live together. When I fill out the household questions, if I say any other adults live with you and they live together and his address is the same as that address, and she says no, and I hit no, it's gonna shut his phone off and hers is gonna come ready to go. All right, so you want to be honest with the questions. It's okay for sister and brother to live together. It's okay for grandma to move in with mom and dad because, you know, this is a common thing. It's okay, right? Right? For two brothers to live together, two sisters living together, brother, sister living together. It's okay. And we recognize it, but we have to fill out the form correctly, all right? And be honest about it. As long as they fit into the category, it's going to be just fine. Wow.
So would you press yes on that?
Yeah.
No?
Well, she lives with her brother, right? He's got a phone already, right? Okay. Do you have a spouse or significant other that lives with you that has one of these phones? No. Okay, great. Any other adults live with you? Yeah. Okay, who is it? Oh, is it a sibling? Okay, sibling, right? Yes, sibling. Okay, now you're separate, you're economically separate from your brother, am I right? Okay, great. So that means what? Do you share all your income? No, they don't share income, right? Right? He's paying his car payment, right? He pays the electric bill. She's has her own car, and she pays, you know, the water bill, or whatever it is. They don't share their income, so that's, no, you don't share expenses. Great, that qualifies both of them, right?
Okay. Oh, so nobody's phone becomes 6. Yeah.
Right? But if she says no other adults live with me, great, that phone's the only one that's going to be active, it's going to cancel in.
Oh,
So you don't want to do that.
live together, they actually can both have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's called
That's
two
not-
households living in one roof. And I'll explain that now because it's important, okay? It's important that you fill that out right. And it's important that you understand it because you'll have somebody look you square in the eye and go, oh, well, my grandmother lives here and she already has one of those phones, sorry, and they start closing the door. But you say, whoa, 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 wait a minute, grandma? Yeah, grandma. Oh, okay, well, great. Do you pay all grandma's bills? Does she pay all yours? No. Okay, great. Under the household rules, all right, both you and grandma could qualify. Do you get Medicaid or food stamps or something like that? You do? Awesome. Grab your food stamp card and let's fill out the form. Let's get you one. Right? Right? Because
That's wonderful.
the key is they're separate economically. Okay? Economics.
They just
Right?
happen to live under the same roof.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Economically, I think it's 2 L's. They are separate. You got grandma, she doesn't pay all the bills. You know, she's just there because, you know, it got a little too hard for her because she's getting a little older. So mom and dad brought her in, right? She gets a safelink phone. She has one already, right? But then the grandson, right, lives there, right? He's 22 years old, all right? He works part-time and he gets food stamps, right? He has an access card, that's what it's called, right?
Yep.
He has an access card. So, but he says to you, you only allow one per household. Yes, but not one per address, one per household. Separate household, not the same as same address.
Okay, I get it.
Okay? Household and address are not the same. Household means grandma pays and has her own income and pays her own bills. Grandson has his own income and pays his own bills.
They become-
That's 2 separate households living under one roof.
Okay, so they become separate entities.
2 households living under one roof. Right? 2 brothers living together. My brother already gets one of those phones. Oh, well, that's okay. You know what? You guys, he has food stamps, you have food stamps? Great. Oh, so the state already recognizes you as separate entities. Okay, well, great. Listen, you can qualify too. You got your food stamp card with you? Awesome. Pull it out. Let's fill out the form. Yeah, I'll get you one of them phones too. Really? I can get one? Yeah, it's only one per household. Right, absolutely. But the rule really is, with SafeLink, all right, household and address are not the same thing. So you qualify as 2 separate households living under one roof. And I explain it, that's simple. And they go, oh, so I can get one? Absolutely. All right? Don't say, oh, we can get around that. Or, oh, we can, because we're not getting around it. We're actually following the rules. So know the rule and follow it. Right? And people will respect it and understand it better. They might not fully understand it the way you do, but they don't really have to either. But don't say things like, oh, we can get around that. No, we're not getting around anything. Right? Oh, don't worry, I can hook you up, don't you worry. You're with me, because all it takes is one guy to say, yeah, the guy said he could get around that household thing for me. And they're gonna go, awesome, do you know who that was? And just so happens you gave him your name and your number in case he knew anybody else, right? So, you wanna follow the rule, know the rule, we're gonna learn, we're gonna learn all the rules, we're gonna follow all the rules, and I'm telling you, stupid money. Any other questions?
Yes. As far as boundaries, like I know it's 50 states wide, right?
Who?
We can go pretty much it's throughout the United States, yeah.
Correct.
So-
There's 47 states now,
So-
46.
So with us, we could so we could go across to Jersey and bang them out over there.
Yes.
Okay. And as far as territory wise, as far as going business to business, door to door, are there any restrictions to that?
Is that what you guys usually do? Merchandise?
We go business to business.
Right. No, there's no real, but I mean, most people, most business owners,
Right.
they might buy something from you, but a lot of them don't have Medicaid or food stamps, you know.
So ideally, door to door.
Yeah, ideally it's door to door. Residential. Yeah. Yeah, and I knew, and however you want to do it. I knew a young lady in Queens. She hung around a little. I can't remember what it was. I think it was not a safe house, but it was like what were we just talking about? Shelter. Yeah. Guys from the shelter would come right down and walk over across the street to the deli. She'd go there and whack, 10 a day. People coming, going to the deli
Another question.
every day. They got to know her. Oh yeah, she was friendly with everybody.
Who's that? The Melissa thing? What was that again?
Melissa Data. I'm gonna hook everybody up with Melissa Data.
Will we be able to access that through our smartphones?
Yes, you can.
So to save limited.
Yeah, if you have unlimited data on your phone, you can just pull up Melissa Data on your phone.
There's no passcode to that or anything?
What's that?
Is there any passcode to that or anything?
Yeah, I mean, no, not on the web. No, not if you're accessing it by phone. Yeah, but they just changed the website, so I'm gonna have to find out exactly how to get to the page that we need.
So you can find it and
Make a
bookmark
phone
it.
call. Huh?
So you would have to find and bookmark it in your phone, so that when you have to just one button away. You
Right,
got
I'm
it.
trying to think if I have it on mine. I don't have it. I have it on my tablet. I already have the website up. It's already up. Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah, you just bookmark it in your browser.
See, you guys are more technologically advanced than I am.
Okay, so that's great.
Bookmark. I have it bookmarked on my tablet. I don't think at this present time I have it bookmarked on my phone. But I might. No, I have Major League Baseball players who wear the number 38. That I have bookmarked. I was looking that up the other day. All right. So, all right. Any other questions? What are we on?
Is the address, does it matter, is it case sensitive?
No, I never capitalized yet. On my tablet, I got a brand new tablet, and it capitalizes for me randomly.
Yeah.
But I never touched the
I
capitals.
never capitalized, but I
Never
just want to make sure that if by chance I accidentally do, that's okay.
All right, so you guys are far along as far as you've done some apps, so
Yes.
you know it's ST, no period, AVE, no period, right?
Yeah. Everything's abbreviated.
Another question is, I don't remember Puerto Rico is eligible, are they?
Puerto Rico's eligible?
Yes, Puerto Rico is
The reason
eligible.
is because
Oh,
they're unable to use it.
Puerto Rico?
Just
Oh,
because
hey,
the
we-
mountains. So everyone, or at least 40%
Oh.
of the homeowners have to purchase a PO box. So there shouldn't be a problem with that, right?
Yeah, I just had a young lady from Buffalo go down to Puerto Rico. She called me, I don't know, every 20 minutes to try and figure out the address. I'm on Melissa Data. I happen to be in Las Vegas at the time, and I'm on my tablet, and I'm saying, okay, give me the address. and they write them a lot differently there.
Yes, they do.
So, I was searching using Melissa data, and I would go, oh, here it is, and it had to be written a certain way, okay? So, that's just a heads up. Are you planning to go to Puerto Rico? Is that,
I'm always there. My family.
Okay. Okay, well, a heads up, Melissa data will be very helpful. You'll have my number. I'll also give you number to the head office, where a guy named Donald, who is pretty much a master at finding Puerto Rican
I don't
addresses.
have the number, but you can give me